Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marcy. Thank you for clicking on that thumbnail. Always showing up, showing you guys some love. We're going to be talking about some vanillas today. These are warm, spicy, balsamic. Most of them are spicy vanillas that are amazing for the fall and the winter. I'm going to do a 3-part series because I got like 60 vanillas, y'all. So we're going to do a warm, spicy vanilla. You know, some that are oody, a little animalic, spicy. Most of them have the notes of like saffron, ginger, black pepper, pink pepper to make them warm and spicy. Then we're going to do a gourmand vanilla series, more that focuses on, you know, more of the caramels and vanillas. And then we're going to do a floral vanilla series for those that really don't like gourmands, you guys. They may have some slight gourmand factors, but they're very wearable floral vanilla fragrances. So today we're going to be speaking about those warm, spicy, saffron, ginger, pink pepper, black pepper type fragrance vanillas, you guys. So please continue to watch, like, follow, subscribe, turn on those notification bells, all that good stuff. Follow me over on Instagram as well. And let's get started. Most of these vanillas have loads of amber. They're balsamic, but it's giving you that warm. Some have citruses as well, spiciness that's amazing for the cold weather, the fall and the winter, and some even the spring. All of these vanillas have amazing performance, and that's depending on how you spray. You can't spray twice and say, oh, it didn't last. All right, so the very first one we're going to talk about is one that, let's see, what are we going to start with, you guys? Let's start with one that Beltran Duchefort, since we've been on Beltran Duchefort so much lately. So the very first one we're going to start with, since we're all on that Beltran Duchefort train from AI The Great's fragrance, this is Vanilla Shot by Olfactive Studios. In here you have the notes of vanilla, benzoin, there's caramel, saffron, there's also myrrh in this fragrance as well. There's some dried fruits and coriander. This is a warm, spicy, saffrony vanilla with a caramel that sweetens it up, but you definitely get loads of vanilla. It almost smells like there's ginger in here. If you eat ginger or if you smell ginger and it's zingy, a little too spicy when you smell it, that is what this fragrance is smelling like. Vanilla, literally vanilla, saffron, ginger, which is not listed, and a little bit of coriander for that creaminess. It's an absolutely beautiful fragrance. This will stand up to the cold weather, you all, and smell absolutely amazing. Warm, spicy with a little bit of that vanilla nuance to carry you on and make it a little bit sweetened. The sweetness from the caramel and the vanilla. Anyway, the bottle is gorgeous. Get your nose on this fragrance, Vanilla Shot. I love this fragrance, but I think there's myrrh inside. It's fresh, it's airy, it's all that, you guys. Vanilla Shot, I don't know where you can find this. Get your nose on it. Just Google it. A lot of the times they have these fragrances on Fragrance by Canada or Fragrance Net or Fragrance X. Somebody asked me about Fragrance X, and they said if it was a legit site. I haven't shopped there lately, but I was shopping on Fragrance X like crazy 4 years ago. I shopped there before I did Fragrance by Canada, but to me, it seems like Fragrance by Canada has the best prices, y'all. Anyway, the next one we're going to talk about, let me just go in order so I don't forget anything. This is Jimmy Choo Vanilla Love. This is a beautiful feminine leaning. Performance is amazing. Like I said, all of these fragrances have great performance, but this one to me is feminine leaning. It's giving apple, it's giving saffron, it's giving black pepper. No, it doesn't smell like Vanilla Love because they have some of the same notes. A lot of these fragrances today that we're going to talk about, they have the note of, like I said, black pepper, saffron, pink pepper, and most even have the note of ylang ylang. So I think they put ylang ylang in a lot of these fragrances to make that vanilla just a little more zesty and bright and fresh. Anyway, back to Jimmy Choo Vanilla Love. So Vanilla Love, you get that fruitiness, but it's like an airy fruitiness from the apple, the saffron, the warmth from the black pepper. It's a little warm spicy, but not like a black pepper spicy, even though it lists black pepper. It smells more like a pink pepper to me. So anyway, it's an absolutely beautiful fragrance. Also in here, you have, I think I gave y'all everything, saffron, apple, black pepper, and then there's another, a couple of other notes in this fragrance as well. But get your nose on this. They usually have these on Joma Shop, you guys. So go put your name on the list. I initially bought mine over in London for like a ridiculous price when I was traveling and duty free through the airport. All right, the next one we're going to talk about is one that I've spoken about before. It is a lot of myrrh in this fragrance, but there's also a lot of vanilla, and it dries down to the most beautiful, warm, spicy, woody, suede smelling vanilla, you guys. And this is by DRIES Van Noten, and this is Rock the Myrrh. This fragrance is one of my favorite resinous, one of my favorite dry downs. In the opening, it's super spicy, it's warm, it's ambery, it's resinous, but then you get that, you get a lot of that myrrh and the woodiness and that suede leathery scent in the opening. Then it dries down to an absolutely stunning vanilla. This is like the most popular fragrance by this house in the Middle East. If you didn't see my other video, get your nose on this, but dries down to an absolutely stunning, warm, spicy vanilla with that myrrh and frankincense, you guys, and that suede in there. DRIES Van Noten, Rock the Myrrh, okay? Even though it's Rock the Myrrh, there's a lot of vanilla. All right, so the next one we're gonna go with is Goldfield and Banks Silky Woods, Saffron again, okay? So in here, this is good. It's smooth, creamy, sexy, sophisticated. You have that suede. You have some saffron in here. You even have oud in here, but it's a non-animalic oud, almost smelling like westernized, you know, that oud that Kayali uses. Not in her last rendition, the Oudgasm collection, but the oud that she used in Vanilla Royale scented, Vanilla Royale Sugar Patchouli. I was going to say scented patchouli. But it's beautiful, but you get that suede, leathery, rich, warm Tahitian vanilla in this fragrance. There's also ylang ylang in this fragrance as well. Just to make it a little bright, you guys, I'm assuming, because I don't get a prominent note of ylang ylang or a floral in this fragrance at all. It's just vanilla, smells like a suede leather and a little bit of woodiness, you guys, and like literally no oud. Anyway, it's beautiful, it's sexy, it's unisex, slightly masculine leaning though, but you get a lot of vanilla. If you get a fresh bottle of this fragrance, maybe let it sit for a little while, because initially when I sprayed this, I didn't get a lot of vanilla. I got a lot of leather and a lot of saffron. But as this fragrance sat, I went back to it about 6 months later when I was going to declutter it, and I smelled loads of vanilla, you guys. So get your nose on this. Smooth, silky, just sophisticated. Silky Woods, Goldfield and Banks. So the next one is one that it's an oldie but goodie, and she'll always be in my collection, even though I may not wear her often. Maybe I'll use this as my scent of the day. And this is Guerlain's. I got the OG bottle. This is Spiritueuse Double Vanille. So when I heard about this fragrance umpteen years ago, I knew that I had to have it in my collection, because back then, this was like, what, 4 or 5 years ago? This was like the best vanilla. This was the talk of the town. Spiritueuse Double Vanille, and then Gourmand Coquin, okay? Those were the talks of the town then. Now it's BABYCAT, okay? So anyway, in Spiritueuse Double Vanille, you have your pink pepper, bergamot, ylang ylang again. There's some vanilla and some benzoin. Literally just a warm, spicy, beautiful vanilla with amazing performance, y'all. I remember I wore this a couple times to the airport, and I got a lot of compliments. I mixed this with my Bodacia Bodacious, and it was absolutely amazing. And yes, I did wear that on the airplane. And I remember somebody in my comments saying that I was selfish for wearing Bodacious and layering it with Spiritueuse Double Vanille on the airplane. But I got loads of compliments by the people at the airport and the people on the airplane, okay? So anyway, this is just a warm, spicy, beautiful vanilla that is just, it's a classic vanilla. And you need to get your nose on it if you like a classic, warm, spicy, unisex vanilla with amazing performance, you all. So the next one we're going to talk about is Vanille Insensée. And this is by, apparently this has been discontinued, but you can find these on Max Aroma. I purchased this many years ago, but I did purchase some a couple years ago when Max Aroma, or a year and a half ago when Max Aroma was selling them a lot. So anyway, this is by Atelier Cologne, Vanille, Insensée. This is a gorgeous vanilla. This fragrance really gets slept on. I got a little bit of a dent in this fragrance. I haven't worn it in about maybe like a year and a half, 2 years maybe. But it's a beautiful vanilla. I think this has a gorgeous citrus inside. It's a little herbaceous. It's very unisex, you know, not masculine or feminine, because all of the other notes are like slightly unisex, but those, that vanilla sweetens it up and makes it a little more unisex. So I think there's a citrus in here. So in here, oh, you got lime. Okay, you got some lime vanilla. You got your oak, citron, coriander. It's citrusy, woody, it's balsamic, it is gorgeous. And I love this fragrance. This almost gives me vibes of the Micallef fragrance in a way. And that one should be here, but you know, that one's more of like a boozy vanilla, but it should be here too. Note Vanille, okay? So this gives you vibes of Note Vanille. It's a little powdery, it's sweet. So I would say unisex, you know, it's gotten a little sweeter, y'all. Definitely, this is an amazing vanilla, you guys. If you can find this, Vanille Insensée by Atelier Cologne, then you need to get your nose on it. Super affordable, and y'all, this, like I said, it totally reminds me of Note Vanille, you know, minus the booziness. But that coriander is making it a little creamy. The citruses, the lime, it's not a prominent lime. It just smells like a bergamot in a way, like something bright and citrusy with a vanilla, or like some mandarin or something, you know? Yeah, it smells like a mandarin and vanilla. But y'all, I love this. A little creamy, powdery, sweet. Get your nose on this if you can find this. Amazing vanilla, and it's great for the fall and the winter. And I usually don't like citron in fragrances because it almost reminds me of bug repellent, or I burn the citron candles outside when I'm out there reading or meditating to get rid of the mosquitoes. But in here, you don't get a citron. You get more like a bergamot or like a mandarin. And the lime is not even that prominent. It's maybe instead of the lime, it is bergamot in here because it doesn't smell like a citrusy lime. It smells like a fresh bergamot. So anyway, moving forward. All right, so the next one we're going to talk about is of the latest release of Parfums de Marly, and this is ALTHAIR, I think it's pronounced. I heard one of my girls over here on YouTube, Jeanne, I think her name is Jeanne. Yeah, I heard her mention it, and then I heard somebody else say it because I was calling it ALTHAIR, because I knew it was like when the people said it at the Parfums de Marly boutique, a lot of them were from France, so they had an accent on it. So I don't know how it's pronounced, y'all, but anyway, she said ALTHAIR, I think it's ALTHAIR. So anyway, this is ALTHAIR, okay, in this beautiful, gorgeous orange bottle. What I get from this fragrance, I do get that guaiac wood in here. I get that rich bourbon vanilla, the warm creaminess of the praline, and a lot of vanilla and beautiful orange blossom. So to me, this fragrance is feminine leaning. It's gourmand for the gourmand lovers, but because of that bourbon, because of that orange blossom in here, it's reminding me of loads of other orange blossom fragrances like Saffron or the orange blossom that they use in Oriana. So it's giving that DNA. So that's what makes me think of it as being slightly feminine leaning. But like I said, it's, you know, with that guaiac wood, the woodiness of this fragrance, making it slight oudi, that makes it really unisex. But this is definitely for the gourmand lover. But like I said, I get loads of orange blossom, a sweet, creamy praline, and some bourbon vanilla, and a slight animalic oud, which is absolutely stunning. I love this fragrance. I got a backup bottle and I love it. It's gorgeous. And I'm going to mix this. As my scent of the day, I'm going to wear this with Spiritueuse Double Vanille, you guys. And I'll let you know, hopefully I remember in my next review, how that goes, okay? But I could totally smell those fragrances together. You know, there's cinnamon in there. A lot of people say they get the cinnamon in ALTHAIR, but I don't get a lot of the cinnamon. All of these, this is probably, ALTHAIR is probably even though it lists the note of cinnamon, it's not as spicy as all of the other fragrances here today. But a lot of people get it, I don't, okay? So the next one we're gonna talk about is Duelle Diptyque. And all of these fragrances are smelling very similar, you guys. So this is the EDP, okay? So in here, there's a note of ambroxan, there's vanilla, it's woody, it's fresh, but all of these vanillas, like literally, I don't need another vanilla. They smell very, very similar, okay? So in Duelle Diptyque, you have your bourbon vanilla, pink pepper, incense, and ambroxan. So like this literally smells like this, except you get like that citruses in here. Also, we might as well talk about this baby right here. But anyway, a beautiful unisex vanilla. A lot of the times, a little bit of a dent. I wear this to work when, you know, I just need something comforting and soft, not soft in performance, but just mild on the mind, y'all. Nothing that's gonna blow me away or that's gonna heighten my senses. Something that's very relaxing and smooth and pretty mass appealing. I do love this one, the EDP, more than the EDT, because the EDT wasn't giving me as much. It was a little too light, and I wanted something a little more rich, slightly more woody and fresh. Anyway, Duelle Diptyque, the EDP. So another fragrance that smells similar to Duelle Diptyque EDP is by the house of INITIO, and this is Nuit et Confidence. So in this fragrance, I'm going out of order, y'all, okay? Nuit et Confidence, you have your black pepper, you get loads of tonka in here. There's incense, there's bourbon vanilla in this fragrance. There's also bergamot. There's some white florals and white musk. Now, really, what I get in this from this fragrance, you definitely get that tonka bean in this fragrance and that vanilla. It's gorgeous. It is almost giving like a tea vibe, like a citrusy tea vibe. So you get like a, almost like, I think I heard somebody say like a Lipton tea vibe. You get that in the opening, you know, like an iced tea vibe. But it's gorgeous. Like, I don't wear this fragrance very much, but I'm going to pull this fragrance out because this is a gorgeous fragrance, you all. Nuit et Confidence. It's giving you ice cold, you know, that powdery, already pre-sugared tea that you mix, you know, in water, and you just add lemon to it, and you just sit in the refrigerator, and then you drink it. So it's giving that with the sugary sweetness and all. So it's beautiful. I love it. It's creamy, slightly powdery. You know, such a gorgeous vanilla. This is really slept on. If you can get your nose on this fragrance, I don't know where to find it. I've had it for years. This is Nuit et Confidence by INITIO. I actually thought about decluttering this fragrance, and I'm so glad that I didn't because I absolutely love it, and I'm pulling this baby out, you guys. All right, so let's go back in order. Okay, so the next one we're going to talk about is, is YSL's BABYCAT, okay? BABYCAT's amazing. We all know that it's amazing. Everybody wants it, you know. It's not even in America yet, but it's gorgeous, you all. You get that warm suede. Yes, there is a slight resemblance from that suede Resindo, that ambery suede Resindo Mateau scent, not the burnt rubbery stuff y'all get, you know, because I don't get that. I just get a beautiful note of amber. But, ooh, this is good, y'all. So, anyway, BABYCAT is real good. So, hopefully they bring it over to America. So, in BABYCAT, you have black pepper, you have pink pepper, you got olibanum, which is frankincense, saffron, bourbon vanilla, and some suede. This is one of the most gorgeous vanillas, you know, on the market. I would probably put BABYCAT in my top 5 vanilla fragrances here. Maybe I'll tell y'all at the end, if I had to take 5, I'm going to choose the 5 that I would pick off top, just off the brain, okay? Anyway, a beautiful, gorgeous fragrance, unisex, slightly sweetened. The performance is a beast. Do not overspray this fragrance because, y'all, you're going to blow yourself out of the water, not to mention somebody else, just yourself. All right, so the next one we're gonna talk about is NOIR Pour Femme. And this is maybe discontinued, but you can find this on some gray market sites, eBay, Etsy. You can get samples all over the place. Such a beautiful, gorgeous, feminine, creamy, vanillic fragrance. So in here you have your ginger, bitter orange, orange blossom, vanilla. There's some coffee in here, which is like an Indian ice cream, and you literally get that. I also get this this dessert that I had over in Greece as well. From this fragrance. You get your coffee and you get some jasmine. But this is beautiful. You definitely get that jasmine, the creamy vanillic coffee scent, you know, that makes it a little gourmandish, lady. But it's a beautiful vanilla fragrance. It lists the notes of bitter orange, but I don't get any citruses or, you know, any type of orange or mandarin or anything in this fragrance. It literally smells like jasmine. You get that woodiness, you get that vanilla, and you get like a slight gourmand factor. This is Tom Ford NOIR Pour Femme. Get your nose on this fragrance. A beautiful vanilla. The next one has a little bit of an animalic note, but gorgeous, warm, spicy, all of that, unisex. And this is INITIO's Absolute Aphrodisiac. It's creamy, it's warm, it's a little, you know, skin smelling, all of that. It's super sexy. So in Absolute Aphrodisiac, you get your castoreum, amber, leather, musk, and loads of vanilla. So this one, I would say, it's a beautiful fragrance. You know, you really get that beautiful vanilla. It's almost a fuzziness. I still have a decant. I don't even know why I sprayed this. I still have a decant. I should have finished my decant before I sprayed this fragrance. That was like my third decant. So you get that, you know, that human animalic note in here, you know? It's so good. It almost gives a little bit of a chocolatey cacao vibes as well. I wonder how this will layer with cacao porcelana. That might be good, you guys. But you get the warmth, you get the creaminess, you get that animalic note. It's beautiful, you know? It's absolutely gorgeous, but it's fuzzy, it's creamy, it's sophisticated. And yeah, it's very, very attractive, you know? So anyway, Absolute Aphrodisiac by INITIO. Get your nose on that one. It is not a safe blind buy, okay? So I didn't tell you that. All right, so the next one is Ivory Roots. Okay, so in Ivory Roots, and this is by the House of XERJOFF, this is a beautiful vanilla. This vanilla smells like, let's see, Duelle Diptyque. This also smells like similar to Vanille and Insensée and some Insensée. And also Spiritueuse Double Vanille, but a little more spices. This has a note of allspice. There's spices. There's vanilla in this fragrance. There's patchouli, sandalwood, and some other stuff they didn't tell us about. So anyway, this is just a beautiful, mature smelling vanilla. I remember once I wore this and my daughter told me that I smelled a little vintage, a little dusty. I was like, girl, bye. So anyway, it's beautiful. It's sweet. It's a little powdery. Maybe it's from that patchouli. I don't know. It's a little earthy, but it's creamy, smooth vanilla. You get that allspice. You get those like kitchen cooking spices in this fragrance. But I love this fragrance. It's classy. Even though it may smell vintage, as some people would say, it's a classy fragrance, you all. It's sexy, it's mysterious. And y'all, I love Ivory Roots, and I do have a little bit of a dent in this fragrance. I feel something crawling on my arm. So anyway, a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. Get your nose on this Ivory Root. This is unisex. Performance is amazing. Lasting 12 hours. I've worn this a couple times to work, and I think I've gotten like one compliment on this fragrance so far. Anyway, get your nose on XERJOFF's Ivory Root. All right, so the next one is one that I didn't bring, but it's by 5 cents, and I don't know how I forgot it. And it's called Burn For You. Anyway, it smells almost like By the Fireplace a little bit. But it's warm, it's spicy. It's just a warm, spicy vanilla, but you can purchase that one at Sephora, and it's called Burn For You. It has the notes of cedar, amber, Madagascar vanilla, and cashmere musk. A musky, woody, warm, spicy vanilla that smells like By the Fireplace, but a little bit sweeter, y'all. So the next one we're going to talk about, let's talk about a body spray that I'm going to have this review coming up very soon. And this is by Fleur, okay? This Fleur, y'all, these Fleur body sprays are the truth. I thought I liked Sol de Janeiro body sprays. I don't even do Bath and Body sprays or Victoria's Secret or any of that. So I do have the body sprays from Sol de Janeiro. I have the line and I like them. I really like them a lot. And I do have them in my collection. I'm going to do a body spray review maybe later on. But this one called Vanilla Skin. This one is, their body sprays are the truth. Like, I love them more than any other body sprays on the market. Vanilla Skin literally smells like, at first I thought it smelled like Kayali Vanilla 28. But then it started to give me warm spiciness. I said, oh, there's some spices in here. I don't think it lists what's in here. Actually, it does, you guys. So if I put this white paper behind here. Okay, so the notes are in here. Okay, so it does have pink pepper. So it has pink pepper. It has pink apple, sugar crystals, lily, jasmine petals, cashmere wood. In the base, there's benzoin, vanilla, sandalwood, and agarwood. When I tell you this fragrance smells like BABYCAT, it smells like BABYCAT in the opening. I was like, what? They have made a BABYCAT body spray, okay? Go on, Fleur. So anyway, get your nose on this. But literally, yeah, this fragrance is giving me like the nuance of like Spiritueuse Double Vanille, BABYCAT, you know? Just a Vanille Insensée. It's a really beautiful body spray. And it's warm, spicy vanilla, you guys. Get your nose on this. You can use this as a layer if you want to. This is Vanilla Skin by Fleur. I bought the bigger bottle because I knew that I would just go ham. You can spray this on your clothes instead of, you know, wasting all your perfume. It just gives you that vanilla nuance on top of the perfume on your skin, okay? Anyway, this is some good stuff, you guys. The performance on this one, on my clothes, I got about 4 hours. On my skin, it was about 6 hours on my clothes. Because on my skin, we were spraying this at work. It was about 4 hours and I still smelled it. It became a skin scent closer to the 4th hour. But y'all, this is good, okay? Just, yeah, it's good. Get your nose on this. And it's super affordable. I think this is like $35. So not last but not least, the next one, we're almost done, y'all. This is Blue Turquoise. This is a salty, peppery, warm, spicy vanilla. There's vanilla, there's some salt, C notes or C accords in here. It's aquatic, it's salty, okay? It is a good salty though. It's salty. It's like I said, it's a salty vanilla. There's black pepper in here. I think there's pink pepper in here as well. There's also ylang ylang in this fragrance, and there's a hefty dose of cypriot oil in here as well. It's beautiful, stunning. You can wear this 365 days a year, but the salt accord or the saltiness, the sea salt doesn't limit it to the summertime. This is gorgeous. I love it. And this is Armani Privé's Blue Turquoise. Get your nose on this fragrance. The next one is Lune Feline Extrait. I was actually going to leave Lune Feline to my cardamom review. But Lune Feline Extrait and the dry down, I'm getting loads of vanilla more than cardamom. So Lune Feline Extrait, you get your vanilla, ambergris, styrex, cardamom, pink pepper, and cinnamon. So you do get that hefty dose, the wittiness, the fresh airiness of all those scents that I just spoke of. But you also get a hefty dose of vanilla in the dry down. It still remains more fresh and airy. It's not as woody and as abrasive and as dry as the original Lune Feline because of that ambroxan in there. But it's a beautiful vanilla in the dry down. In the opening, there's more vanilla. There's more vanilla across the board, but you get a lot of vanilla more in the dry down, you guys. Like I said, it's more fresh and airy. But I still love the OG Lune Feline, but I love the Extrait even more, you guys. Get your nose on this. last but not least is Sugar Leather, okay? This smells like vanilla, caramel, sugar, and leather, okay? And I'm absolutely loving it, but it's more of a vanillic, slightly leather, suede-centered fragrance. But y'all, this is good, but you get a good dose of caramel. I'm loving this scent. Anyway, that is all. Leave me your favorite warm, spicy vanilla down in the comments. I think next I'll do gourmand vanillas, and then I'll do the floral vanillas, you guys. Go out to the world, spend amazing, sillage, do good, be good, all of that. And I love you all. And get your nose on those Fleur body sprays. And that review is coming up because y'all, that mango is bomb. The amber sky is bomb, you guys. Anyway, love you all. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.